You know we can see you, right? And let me just start this episode by boldly saying, y'all, it's time to snap out of this. Social media is not real life, but for small business owners, your business is very much so real. So you don't want to be one of these people that you don't want to catch yourself trading social media validations and like for real life business consequences. And you know how we do around here. I'm gonna go through some examples. So first example, we ain't piling on, y'all know we not, but I gotta talk about Kylie Cakes, right? Kylie, or the owner of Kylie Cakes, must have forgot that she was a business owner and not just a person, because she was on social media just venting, talking to her audience about her worst customer service experience. And it could have been like that, but what she must have forgot, that customer had a phone too. So the same way that she made her video, the customer went and made their video, and I ain't gonna say it went left. I'm gonna say it went all the way left, and it was bad because whereas it could have been just two people with a disagreement, there was a business that came in, and the business was negatively affected when the business ain't even had nothing to do with it. Business ain't even say nothing. Moving along, we had Lucid Tattoo, and me and Krista were trying to figure out where it was coming from. It was a fox.
Allegedly.
It was allegedly a fox, but it was a tattoo shop who charged several $100s for a tattoo, and the result just didn't look like the picture. Let's just call it that, because again, I ain't here to talk bad about nobody. The result didn't look like the picture, and instead of like apologizing profusely, trying to fix it, blah blah blah, we going back and forth on social media, and as you know, viral. These videos hit over 9 million views, right? You know, that's reach that most of us could only dream of. I'm a small business owner. You don't think I want 9 million people to see this? But I'm here to tell you, we don't want it like that. Because I would rather have 0 views on good quality content than terrible views on bad quality content. And then I start diving more into the numbers, and the numbers actually say one bad viral moment can cost you 5 to 9% of revenue. So viral moment, not reality. Revenue, very, very real. So that's been Cakegate. That's been Tattoo Gate. Most of my brothers, if you watching this, you know we won one $100 haircut with the chalk line away from Barbergate. And before we get into Lawyer Gate and Therapy Gate and Consultant Gate, how about we just literally build out our costs and our pricing based on our market value, not our mental value, not our social media value, actual market value, because we don't want to find ourselves running into this type of situation where we going viral for all the wrong reasons. Because believe it or not, we can actually see you.
Albert, it's 10:30. Let's shoot this intro, please.
No, I'm gonna need like 5 more minutes. I'm almost
Five?
done.
No, it's time for the intro. Like
You know
now.
Yeah, but you know what I'm working on, so I gotta finish that.
After the intro.
No.
After
You
the
do it. You do it.
podcast.
See, Ray, you run everything around here. Just start the intro. And
Start the intro to your podcast?
yeah. I fix it in post, so you go ahead and start it, and she gonna plug me in. She put my head on her body or something. Like let's go. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to The Real Bottom Line with Albert the CPA, featuring, you guessed it, Albert the CPA. Kind of know they did that.
I've been saying it for years, y'all. Lauren, you can tell them I've been saying it for years.
Yeah.
The IRS just dropped their 2026 list of, or that dirty dozen, and it has social media guru written all over it. I've been yelling from the mountaintop, like, don't play with these people. Stop playing with these people. These are not the people to play with. I've not said it a million different ways and a million different posts and a million different tones, and nobody listen, because what do people do? Play with them people. And now the rules, the laws, and all this stuff has changed. So I'm not going through the whole dirty dozen. Not going through the whole list, but I'm going to talk about the ones that actually probably apply to most of the people who will be watching this right now. And number one on our list, misleading tax advice on social media. Because you can't just get on the internet forever and just tell people to do all this stuff, because the IRS is here to make money. And what you're doing, what people are unintentionally or unknowingly doing, they're looking at one side of it and they forget they're actually giving people non-real reasons or non-real ways to cost them money. I warned about telling everybody to start these S corps, not telling them how to stay in compliance. I warned about buying all these vehicles that nobody could afford and writing them off and not telling them about depreciation recapture and all of the other stuff. I warned about claiming these people, like all of this stuff was stuff that real CPAs and EAs and tax professionals were warning about. And now the IRS is giving a strict warning. Do not keep with the bad social media tax advice. And they've put it in paper, y'all. So the audits are probably gonna go up, and we're about to start seeing a lot more harsher penalties because the numbers do say, right? We got 160 million in penalties being handed out. But the number that really like struck me as I was doing this, there are 7 billion in legitimate credits that are going unclaimed every single year. So I'm gonna make sure I'm reading it right. 160 million in penalties, while 7 billion in legitimate credits sit unclaimed every single year. You see what that's number one on my list? But moving on to number two, and this is Chris's favorite. Fraudulent tax preparers, right? What you be telling them, Chris?
You're going to jail.
Not pass and go. Because there are people that just make up stuff because they don't think nobody can catch them. This could have been the first segment. They don't think nobody can see them. Inflame deductions, like making up credits, inventing dependents, doing all of this stuff that could easily be verified or validated by the IRS as if there's nobody on the other side watching it. Y'all think about it. If somebody was doing something that cost you money and you could actually see them doing it, how long are you going to sit by and let them do it? How long is it not going to be a big deal? This long, because they cracking down on it. The last one is these ghost preparers. I wanted to speak specifically to this one because a lot of people, especially, I don't know, we're the minority owned firm, so we talk to a lot of people, and everybody got an auntie, a cousin who do some taxes. People work all year, and then they just do some taxes when tax season comes, getting you maximizing your refund, getting you these refund loans, and doing all this stuff. Y'all, these ghost tax preparers who are filling out your tax returns and then leaving it for you to sign and submit, they cracking down on it. Because if someone else is preparing your taxes and having you sign it as if you self-prepared, the IRS knows something fishy is going on and they tired of it. So these social media gurus, these fraud tax preparers, they aren't only hurting their clients, they actually hurting the industry. I know everybody who's in business is seeing a lot of, why are accountants so bad? Why are these tax people blah blah blah? Why they filing my taxes and I can't catch up with them? I can't contact nobody. All of these issues are coming from these things. And now you got an advocate in the IRS because they're cracking down on them. So not only are these people like making it hard for you, they making it hard for legitimate people like me. So, on my side, good riddance. I'm glad they cracking down on it, but I hope this is nobody's hustle that they depending on, because you're gonna have to go to school like the rest of us. You're gonna have to get some of these certifications or something, because it's looking like it's over for you. And hopefully you read this or see this and realize that it's time for you to pivot to your next hustle, because we can actually see you. And for the people out here who are kind of falling victim, you got to always consider your source, because that source ain't gonna be sitting in a courtroom with you. They not gonna be sitting in jail with you. They not gonna be paying them fines with you. And you sign that tax return. So you saying I ain't do it ain't a good enough answer, because you actually did do it. So I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna just go.
Coming to the stage. Albert All right. Yeah.
I remember when we were starting Right Choice, and you had this big dream of having the high-rise building with your name on it, having a large team, you know, having everybody in office, and, building it from scratch.
Yep.
I'm so glad we didn't do that, because, that's one way to do it. But there's also, buying a business where, we have these old people retiring now, and we're just able to take something that already is in place and put our systems and our processes and our team with it.
Man, that's such a good way to say it publicly. So I'm gonna say it the real way, so y'all know what actually happened. That was so cute though. So me and Lauren used to argue about this,
This
right?
is
So
true.
I used to always be like, "Nah, we gonna do it. We gonna hire the people we want to hire, and we gonna get in these opportunities." I was all like, and I was like, and what? And it's gonna end up. It's gonna be a big building, and we gonna have like all these people that came on through our system, and we gonna blah blah blah. And Lauren was like, "Well, why don't we just build a system once? And why don't we just build a system, and then as we get the money, we just buy other businesses and bring them into our system."
Yes.
So you ain't say all that, but Lauren, I'm gonna put the credit where it's supposed to be. Lauren kind of taught me to think more about leverage than getting it out the mud. Y'all know how we can be.
Yes.
You know, it feels better it feels better, just feel better to the ego, to the
You get it out the
soul.
mud.
So yeah, it's all about who you marry. All about who you marry out here, ain't it?
It is.
So into the story though. Into the story. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank she didn't even want to embarrass me in front of y'all. But no, it was an argument. I was on that, like, no, we gonna do it and we gonna do it our way. And we still gonna do all those things. It's just gonna be more smart. It's just gonna be in a smarter way,
Yes.
a quicker way, a less having to hire and fire whole millions and millions of people to get their way. So
Facts.
thank you, baby. You changed my life.
You know I do what I do.
Yeah. So into the stats. The story that we want to talk about is CNBC is reporting a $3 trillion opportunity
Mm-hmm.
specifically for Black and minority entrepreneurs. As you were saying, agent owners are retiring. A lot of like in
Baby
accounting,
boomers.
yeah, a lot of those people who built those businesses all those years ago, they retirement age,
Yeah.
and they trying to get out of them. And like for people our age who are coming up, if we can get our money right, that's prime opportunity for us to start acquiring some of these businesses before, the venture capital firms come in and snatch all of them up.
Yeah.
So, Brookings says, and I just want to make sure I throw this stat out there before we get into the banter. If we gonna do it this week, well, we can probably get through it this week.
We'll see.
But Brookings says Black business owners face higher loan denial rates, smaller loan sizes, and less favorable terms. And I don't know exactly who Brookings is. I know it's a credible source because it was sourced here.
Yeah.
But we already know that. I think most of the people watching this already knows that. I don't know what it is about this tone of skin, but it does give you a higher credit risk profile somehow.
Yes.
So it is harder for us to get loans. It's harder for us to qualify. And then when we do get those loans, the terms ain't where they supposed to be.
Terrible.
I'm a CFO, y'all. CPA CFO. And I got clients across the rainbow. And we see more qualified people get less terms like regularly. So with this stuff coming up with, because our plan at Right Choice, I'm gonna run you through the plan because I saw Byron Allen say his plans out loud in front of everybody and dare somebody to try to stop it. So I dare somebody to try to stop Right Choice. Nah. But like that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep growing and we're gonna grow through acquisition as these older accounting firm owners are retiring and going out and looking for ways out so they can sell into the sunset. We're building a company that's gonna be there to acquire the clients, acquire the team, acquire that stuff, and we just gonna bring that stuff over into this stronger, better Right Choice system. So we're not even gonna have to worry about losing all the clients because our system is gonna be better. So as long as we focus on being the best at what we're focused on being the best at,
Mm-hmm.
our acquisition pipeline is going to be strong. Our opportunity is going to be strong. And that's our plan. So what you could be doing if you're watching this and you feeling as inspired as I was inspired by this. Like you can already be getting your credit profile right, getting your connections right, building up those down payments, making sure that you're ready. And you can actually maybe make some power plays over the next year instead of like trying to figure things out and then like trying to get it out the mud.
You can be stuck in the mud.
Yeah, that I get because most people they be trying to get it out the mud, get in the mud. I guess to get it out the mud, you got to get in the mud. Why don't we just keep our shoes clean?
Facts.
What else you got on this?
That's all I had. I'm just glad that you listened to me and that we remembered this time.
Yeah, me too. I think I do want to leave the people with something. I'm gonna give you more credit before we do get out of here.
I think you gave enough credit when you were like, don't get your shoes muddy.
Well, look, what Lauren told me years ago is exactly what CNBC and Brookings is telling the world now. Build it right and then buy it big.
Oh, I love that. Bars. The Real Bottom Line with Albert the CPA is brought to you by Right Choice Accounting Solutions, where we help practices, agencies, and firms maximize their profit while saving a lot in taxes. We help our clients with everything from basic bookkeeping, tax prep, tax planning, fractional CFO services, and payroll, while also saving our clients well over $11 million in taxes.
Whoop, whoop.
Make the right choice.
All right. Welcome to this week's segment of Facts Only, where I'm going to read 4 stories and only one of them is facts. Just remember it. I was showing y'all the notes. Did anybody cheat?
No.
All right. So I'm going to get right into it. Everybody know the name of the game. If you're at home watching, go ahead. Feel free to play along. You know, we doing a TV thing. We doing a game show. Make it a game show. Drop some comments. Anyway, get into the first. Did I show you the notes again?
No.
I'm gonna have to get my ice. We gonna have to get my notes together. We gonna have to get. Anyways,
Secret note.
right. We gonna put them
We
back
gotta
down.
get
Like,
the game show card.
right. Yeah, that's it. Facts only. Story A. Goat landscaping company gets paid $500 to $1,000 an acre to eat weeds. Businesses in California and other western states get hired to send goats in to clear brush and reduce wildfire risk, charging $500 to $1,000 per acre. Manual clearing by humans can run up to $28,000 per acre in difficult terrain. The goats are literally eating the competition. Number 2, dentist adds $40 no smile fee if you don't laugh at his jokes. So if you don't go in the dentist and smile, there's a suburban dentist allegedly charging $40 for chairside. It's a chairside vibes charge and fine print for patients who sit stone faced and don't smile and show off his work. It actually went viral, so hopefully y'all didn't see it. The State Dental Association is reviewing the matter. Story C. Yoga studio charges $25 late breath fee for arriving after warm up. So if everybody's already done their warm up, you show up, you got a $25 fee if you still wouldn't go to the class. A California yoga studio charges $25 for arriving more than 5 minutes late, claims it disrupts the energy of the room, the energy alignment. One client's $30 client turned into a $65 bill. Hashtag no more spiritual surge pricing. In story D, accountant offers audit insurance. Double your money back if you get audited. I don't know if it's fair for Lauren to play this one. A TikTok famous accountant promises to refund double his prep fee on any tax return he filed if you get audited. Not only will he represent you, he's going to actually give you double your money. He was filmed waving cash in front of IRS letters. He made it like it's funny. Reading this, he made it like a music video where he was just waving the cash in front of the IRS letter. And other CPAs, as they do, of course, think he gambling and making the industry look bad. So, number 1, we got a goat landscaping company. Number 2, we got a $40 no smile fee. Number 3, we got a late breath, late energy disruption fee. Or number 4, we got a TikTok accountant doing what TikTok accountants do. And I started with you last week. I'm gonna start with you this week.
I'm going to go with the goats.
The goats. So, 1 for the goats. The Lauren Hurst. What you got?
Wait, we picking which story is true? What happened?
Which one really happened?
Facts.
I was also gonna vote the ghost. Do I have to change?
Mm-hmm. If Miss Right is right.
Okay.
Ray runs it all for the goats.
I'm gonna say audit insurance.
Chris with the audit. What you got, Ice?
I'm gonna say that late breath fee, because there's some Pilates classes that
Jay got to be.
I've been doing the same thing. I've seen this. I'd be surprised.
All the stories.
I'm thinking those sound like
People charge for anything now, and if you charging me for my smile, don't charge me.
Y'all,
that's a joke.
but y'all know there are men who just not gonna accept y'all not smiling. You think you gonna mind your business?
And it's wrong wherever.
Hey. Anyways, y'all ready for the correct answer?
Yeah.
I can't do that. It can't be using other people. We'll have to make our own music.
Yes.
So in this one, Lauren, Ray, Chrissy, Ice. Some of y'all were wrong. Some of y'all were right.
At least somebody right this week.
Nah, it's the ghost. It's the ghost. And I know Lauren knows this because she saw it, and I wish I wanted. I don't know why I did this.
I want goats.
She wants the dang goats.
Yeah.
Ah, because of a bad one. What did you get at home, man? I should have done this. I know I should have picked the goats. But you, good job. Way to know it's somebody.
So wait, those other stories are just like
That just made 'em
completely made up.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
That made 'em-
Wow, made up stories. They're believable. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all better watch me. Y'all better watch me. I'm good at lying. No,
Wait, so let's say it's like the audit.
the
Can
audience.
CPA?
No,
You can't audit your own work.
No,
Okay.
you can. So a CPA you can defend your clients in the case of audit, but
Oh,
if you
okay.
do the work, you can't also audit it because
Okay.
that's like if I did it and be like, it's right. Trust me. All right. See y'all next week. All right, it's time for Albert the CPA. What we got this week, Chris?
So the question for this week, the people want to know, how do I raise my rates without losing clients or getting dragged online?
Shout out to the team. Shout out to you, Rachel. Who picked that one? Who picked that one? Good job, man.
Miss
See that?
Ray runs it all.
I was gonna say Big Ray, because that aligns right with what we were talking about at the beginning. So I don't want to get too excited. That was a pull, though. That was a pull. That was a good one. So the best way, and this one will be quick. It ain't even gonna be that long. But the best way to ensure that your pricing don't get you drugged is to make sure that you use an actual pricing methodology. And there are, I think, 4 or 5. I'm not gonna nerd out. I'm gonna just tell you the one that you probably should use to simplify it. Cost with the markup. You need to understand exactly what it costs you to provide that service or sell that product, depending on what type of business you are, because I didn't know. And you need to just do a good markup of it. I'm not going to go into the details of what percentages and that sort of thing because, people pay us for that. But what you should do is make sure you understand exactly what you put into that product. And you got to make sure you understand exactly what you need to make above that to run the rest of your company. And that's called a cost based approach, because there is a lot of ways that people price their stuff that gets them drug online. How much you feel like it should cost, or this person does this, so I'm gonna do this. You don't know if that's actually working. I see a lot of my clients chasing stuff that does not work. And a lot of times what you see what's readily available is people testing things. So you don't want to be following stuff that somebody's testing where they don't even know if it'll work or not. So stick to the data that you actually do have, build your pricing on the foundation. So when somebody says, why is it this price? You can say, oh, yeah, it costs me blah, blah, blah to actually do it. So I have to do this to run my business. You ain't got to tell them that much, but you know those numbers so you can speak confidently. You don't want to find yourself saying my price is my price because my price is my price. And I felt like it should have been this because of how I feel. And I feel like this and feel, emotion. Because when you run into business people, we just don't care how you feel about it. I'm going to just go with somebody who got more reasonable pricing. So that's it for this week.
Close the show.
I was going to say, Ray always tell me close the show. So you can't avoid all of this. And whereas I won't tell you how to do it right now, you can make the right choice. And I promise you, me and the team will show you exactly how to price appropriately. So I'm going to get out of here. I will see y'all next week.
Bye.
I love it.
All right.